Behind me here is the mighty Mekong. And for more than 800 kilometers, it forms the natural border between Thailand and Laos. And for the next few weeks, this beautiful stretch of water is going to be our guide as we explore this beautiful and underrated part of Southeast Asia. Along the way, I'll be stopping in small villages, exploring hidden corners of different provinces, and discovering stories of culture, history, food, and the incredible people who call this part of Thailand their home. So come and jump on my motorcycle and join me on this journey along the Mekong. Okay, it's another beautiful morning on the banks of the Mekong. I spent the night at this roadside motel, nothing special, so let's just check out, get on the bike and get a move on. Okie dokie, welcome back. It's time to leave the beautiful province of Bueng Kan. My goodness, did we have some fun and some adventures here in the previous episode. It is a bright, blue sky, sunny day, and I'm just leaving my little hotel JB place. 590 baht. Let's figure out where we're gonna, well, let's just see what happens as per usual. All I do is I drive along, I keep my eyes peeled, and if I see something cool, we stop and we try to learn. So let's have another adventure together as we journey along the Mekong once more. Vamos! The more I drive along the Mekong, the more I am falling in love with this region of Thailand. And yesterday I drove past a beautiful lake and I saw a few boats going out on what looked like little boat trips. So my mission was to head that way and see what we can find. Hopefully something interesting. I found something fun. So this is one of the many actually entrances to this big open space, this lake. And there are multiple places to get boats, and you can go on little boat trips. Some can be an hour and some are just 5 minutes. And from what I gather, we're just going to go to a temple or to some kind of national park. I'm not quite sure, but it's such a beautiful day. This water looks so blue and inviting. I just wanted to go for a little ride. Thank you. I just thought we could start our morning with a nice boat ride here in Bueng Kan on this gorgeous lake. Okay, we are in business. Isn't it just so typical to be in Thailand in the middle of nowhere, and for everywhere we go there's something fun to do or experience? It's unbelievable. Honestly, traveling Thailand, it's relentless. What seems like a lake in the middle of nowhere is actually a really important place for Thai people and for the people of Laos as well. And so what we're about to see, learn and experience will open our eyes to a very interesting part of local culture here. And I only paid 50 baht for this boat ride. I mean, what a start to the day. Okay, that was quick. We're here. Wherever here is, I'm not quite sure. I didn't do too much research. I just used my intuition because it's so beautiful out here. Okay, Bueng Kan. All right. Okay, he's leaving me. I thought he was going to give me a lift back. All right. I hope they accept QR code because I didn't have much cash. I have no idea if this is a temple. Okay, seems to be 200 baht for a foreigner, so if they don't take a QR code, I'm screwed. Okay, so I got the Thai price because it's 30 baht. And I said to them, you know, what is this place? What is there to do? And they said, oh, it's an important temple for Thai people. And then they asked me for 200 baht entrance. Now 200 baht to look at a temple is ridiculous. So I just said to them, is it really 200 baht to go into a temple? And they looked at each other and I felt like they were like, you know what, let's just give him the Thai price. So they just told me 30 baht, which I don't mind paying, because this is cool, but it's 200 baht to look at a temple, really? I've not seen that before. Look at the crystal glasses. Almost like champagne flutes, aren't they? But they're filled to the brim with red and blue Fanta. Actually, before I got on the boat, they had baskets for sale with incense, red fizzy pop, and a bottle of water. If you don't know, a lot of the spirits and the gods here in Thailand really like red sweet drinks. That's the legend anyway. So Fanta actually produce a red drink that Thai people buy just to give to the spirits. There seems to be a lot of Thai people here paying merit and praying and paying respects to some statues under a tree. I'm not going to vlog over there and disturb them, but I'll just get a couple of shots for you so you can see. I don't know what else there is to do. I think that this is it. I think it's just a fun little boat trip and a temple. So yeah, according to local belief, a powerful Naga spirit once lived beneath this lake, and they see this spirit as a protector of not just the region, but its people. And since it helps control the waters, it also brings in fertility and prosperity to the people and the land nearby. So that's why this place gets many visitors, especially from Isaan and neighbouring Laos. We all come here by boat, and the locals here pray, make offerings, and even ask for lucky numbers in the week's lottery. After spending some time on the island, I got back on the boat and we headed to another sacred source of water not too far away. Here you could actually disembark and put on some wellies and walk around and make some extra prayers and extra offerings to this very sacred section of the lake. But for me, I just wanted to stay on board and observe from a distance. This is unique. So they're hitting the gong, they're wading in the muddy water, leaving a prayer, leaving an offering, leaving some incense. If you're in the area, definitely take a little boat trip. It's fun, it's cheap, and yeah, I just thought it was an interesting side to Isaan, culture and some of the history here. And on such a beautiful morning as this, how could you not take a little trip out on a boat? But it's time to get back onto Zelda and start making our way back to the Mekong and towards our bounty, which is Nakhon Phanom. This region of Isaan and Thailand, as well as on the Tak Hek side of Laos, you get these very specific types of stupas. These temples are very unique to this region. They're a little bit different to any other part of the country. It's the shape, really. It's more of a spike, right? And it's supposed to symbolize the direction upwards towards enlightenment. And they always get covered in these beautiful gold statues and ornaments and decorations. This isn't actually the biggest one or the most famous, but I was just driving through some random village and I saw it and I was like, wow, that looks incredible. And I'm really glad to have just stopped. There's nobody here whatsoever. Just taking a nice picture of Zelda and this in the background. Incredible. Yeah, I think I saw 3 or 4 of these beautiful white and gold spiky temples, we'll call them, along the banks of the Mekong. And with the distant mountains of the Tak Hek Loop in the distance over in Laos, I mean, what a stunning backdrop this is. Now, for the rest of the day, I followed the Mekong all the way to Nakhon Phanom, and so I didn't reach our destination until late in the afternoon, and it was safe to say I was hot, I was sweaty, and I was tired. Okie dokie, it was a long drive, but we're here in Nakhon Phanom, and I've just been driving along the promenade on the water's edge, and I've forgotten how beautiful it is, and I've forgotten how Vietnamese everything feels, but I'll touch on that later. This is the famous one. We've seen a bunch of these along the way, maybe 4 or 5 that I didn't even get a chance to take a picture of, but so many along this stretch of water, but this is the main one, and it's quite pretty. But look, that was a long drive, so I'm just gonna have a little sniff for a place to stay, hopefully with a view of the beautiful mountains in the distance, and obviously the Mekong, but I don't want to spend a fortune. Let's see what we can find, and then we can enjoy the afternoon and soak up this beautiful town and start to learn a little bit about its connection with the Vietnamese thing. I'll explain more because I need to learn a little bit, or remind myself, why is it so Vietnamese here? Okie dokie, I found a place, but before I check in, I just want to ask you a question. Are you travelling and need an eSIM? Because if you do, I've got a fantastic discount thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Airalo. Traveling with an eSIM is basically mandatory now, because without it, it is very stressful and you'll get charged a fortune with roaming charges. And so Airalo are the first ever eSIM store, and they have a fantastic deal. If you use Paddy3, using the link in the description below and the pinned comment, you will unlock $3 off your first eSIM with Airalo. It's completely digital, there's no plastic, there's no waste. It works in over 200 countries and territories. You just choose the eSIM suitable for your country, your region, or for the whole world, thanks to their new global eSIMs. If you came to rural Isaan just like me, and you had an eSIM with Airalo, you would have fantastic connection and do all of the social media to your heart's content. And if you actually wanted to go over to Laos and further into Vietnam, Cambodia, and this entire region, you could still keep one eSIM for all of those countries thanks to Airalo's regional eSIM deals. If you've never used an eSIM before, it's super simple. You download Airalo, install the eSIM, and then the second you land, you toggle it on and you'll get your data and your minutes. And of course, you wouldn't get high roaming charges for when you get back to your home country, because everything that you're doing, your minutes and your data, is controlled through the app. And if you do need to top up on Airalo, it's so easy to do that as well. So yeah, if you're traveling anywhere like me, download Airalo today, use code PADDY3 for $3 off your first eSIM with Airalo. And thank you to Airalo for sponsoring our adventure today on the Mekong. Let's check in and I'll show you around this beautiful place. Okay, welcome to my hotel room. I am a creature of habit. I stayed in this exact same room almost 3 years ago, and I just couldn't be bothered to drive around, and I couldn't be bothered to get my phone out. I just trusted my good memories of Nakhon Phanom. Nice double bed and lots of natural light and a great view, obviously, of the Mekong, and a nice big balcony actually, and that breeze is incredible. The last time I was in Nakhon Phanom, it was in the middle of December and it was freezing. There was such a cold wind blowing in. You had to have your hat and you had to have your scarf and you had to have gloves and a jacket on. It was freezing cold. I know it's hard to believe, but it was so cold. But anyway, this is going to be home for the next few days. I'm going to take a little bit of a break from the bike. I'm pretty exhausted. It's been a few long weeks of constant travel, town to town, province to province, following the Mekong. So I'm going to unpack and relax, and I'll go for a nice stroll in the afternoon. We'll get to know Nakhon Phanom a lot better and start to figure out, you know, what's the significance with Vietnam? Why is it so Vietnamese here? After I got settled, I went out exploring the streets of Nakhon Phanom. And the more I wandered around, the more I started to notice the subtle connections to Vietnam. It was everywhere in the town, from the food being sold to the faces in the streets, and even the language written and spoken by a few of the locals. It made me curious, and I did a bit of digging around, and it turns out that there's a small, unassuming wooden house not far from the Mekong River that will help me explain this deep connection between Thailand and Vietnam. So if you don't mind, please just entertain me for a brief moment. This quiet little house once played a very important role in modern Vietnamese history. In the 1920s, this house was the home of Ho Chi Minh, the future leader of Vietnam, and he actually lived here in exile. And the cool thing is you can actually go in and see where he used to live. and learn about his life when he lived here in Nakhon Phanom. He came to Nakhon Phanom to hide from the French colonial authorities while secretly organising Vietnamese independence movements across Southeast Asia. The locals said that he lived here very humbly, teaching, gardening, and quietly inspiring a small community of Vietnamese immigrants all along the Mekong. The house itself is reconstructed to match its original condition, from the wooden walls to the thatched roofs and all the simple furnitures inside. Standing here with Laos just across the river and Vietnam not far beyond, it makes sense that this border town became such a crossroads of cultures, foods, and helped me really understand the connection and why Nakhon Phanom just feels Vietnamese. My favourite part is the gardens, and they've done a really good job as a sort of paying respect to Ho Chi Minh, because he spent a lot of time planting all of these vegetables and fruits. Even here there's a sign. This caramboya tree was grown by President Ho Chi Minh. So even all of these were hand planted by him, and they've grown into adulthood, and all the flowers are in bloom. You can see lots of fruit trees, pomelos, guavas, and they're all just taken care of. There's a big jackfruit tree here as well. It's interesting to know. Even though this is a beautiful, peaceful little wooden house with quaint gardens, inside the quiet beginnings of a revolution were brewing. The following morning, there was a beautiful sunrise, and I got to enjoy it from the balcony and the comfort of my little riverside guest house. The mornings along the Mekong are so beautiful, so if you are in this region, get up early, get your walking shoes on, and go outside. Morning. I do love a morning walk on the Mekong to get the blood pumping, stretch and move, and just watch the sunrise. But there's something interesting behind me. This is quite an interesting technique that you see in Southeast Asia. So that gentleman there has a bamboo pole that's curved, and then it branches off into 4 sections, and then there's a net. What you do is you place it into the water, you let it sink to the bottom, and then you just wait, and then you slowly rise it up, hoping that there are a few fish just swimming, and then the net takes them out of the water. But it's just a peaceful way to start your morning. If you're ever traveling on the Mekong, always wake up early. That's the hub of activity. And, you know, you hear the monks singing, you watch the sunrise, and it's all very calm and still before 7, ideally, if it's not raining. After my walk, I had to make it back quickly because I was going to be, thankfully, joined by 2 very special people. I was going to have some guests for a day or 2 to keep me company and to help me enjoy more of the foods that Nakhon Phanom is famous for. Okay, been here 1 minute, Finney's already center of attention. Hey! Look who it is. It's only Gary, the Roman cook, and Finley. Hello.
RC Junior.
So yeah, I sent Gary a photo yesterday. I was like, look at this, so beautiful, it's so great to be back in Nakhon Phanom.
And I was almost offended that he'd gone to Nakhon Phanom without me. So me and Finley just jumped on a flight, didn't tell him, and
here we are.
Ambushed him at the coffee shop.
So I get a little bit of company for the next day and a half, which is nice. So what we're going to do is we're just going to catch up, eat a lot of food, and Finley's taken a couple of days off school, bless him, to come and hang out. So yeah, in order to get around Nakhon Phanom, we needed a ride. Luckily, Finley has just learnt to ride a bicycle. So that was that issue sorted. Right, it's time for breakfast, but we're not having any ordinary breakfast. Nakhon Phanom has so much delicious food. I can't wait to show you. So we couldn't just settle for one breakfast spot. No. We were going to have 3 breakfasts back to back and share all the food accordingly. It's time for breakfast in this beautiful wooden house. They do really, really delicious local food here, but I have no idea how to order the menu. Luckily, Finley speaks and reads Thai. I think he's going to order for us. Congee lah. Now, I'm not going to go into huge detail because Gary, he's the food guy, okay? I'll link his channel and his video from our full day of eating in the description below. So if any of this food looks too good to miss, don't worry, Gary's video linked below has all the information. We loved the first breakfast here in this gorgeous wooden house. Rice congee with a side of pork toasted banh mi, the perfect pairing of a traditional Thai and Vietnamese cuisine. Next up, just next door really, was this beautiful noodle joint, and it just looked absolutely delicious. We had to try some.
Sabay-sabay lang. Sabay-sabay.
And finally, it was time for breakfast number 3, a spread of truly unique Vietnamese-style pancakes and dumplings. Honestly, these 3 breakfasts we all loved, but this one was the best. After breakfast, it was time to explore around Nakhon Phanom. Finley has never been here, Gary hasn't been here in ages, and we just love the energy around here. It was good to cycle around, burn off some of those calories, but Finley, he was more interested in breakdancing away the extra calories he'd taken on having 3 breakfasts. I mean, why not, Finley, do you? Yeah! Nakhon Phanom is certainly worth a visit. That's an understatement, because honestly, it might look a bit isolated from the rest of the country, but a quick flight from Bangkok to the nearby airport, you will have access to these views, this incredible architecture, the people here are so friendly, and there's just an atmosphere around the river that you just can't find anywhere else in Thailand. With the backdrop of the mountains and the Mekong just flowing majestically past you, with flashes of gold and flickers of art, Nakhon Phanom is the perfect foodie escape from the manic city of Bangkok or the overpopulated tourist spots down on the islands.
Sadly, because the Queen recently passed, everyone wears black and all of the celebrations are toned down.
During this trip on the Mekong, I'm trying my best to show off the other parts of Thailand, and if you truly want to be in the heart of this country, closest to its culture and connecting to not just Laos but nearby Vietnam, Nakhon Phanom is the only place to be. Right, after all that exploring, it's time for some more food. Luckily, there's a food truck home to some delicious banh mi, where the bread is cooked over coals and the fillings are bursting with flavour. We had such a delicious lunch here.
As you can imagine, absolutely delicious.
But as the afternoon rolled in, it was time to go on a cruise down the Mekong, and you guessed it, there would be more food involved.
So all along the main front, near the beautiful golden Naga statue, you can go on sunset boat trips. They leave at 5:30 and there's different prices depending on the boat tour. This one here, we like the look of. It's only 150 baht and they have beers and drinks and food available.
เธออย่างนี้นานแค่นั้นก็ดีใจให้รอยช้ำจางหายอีสานกับสวยได้ดังเดิมอย่าปล่อยให้ฉันหิวใจของเธอได้ไหมให้ฉันได้ทำเพื่อเธอได้ไหมแค่ได้มองเห็นเธอเป็นสุขในใจไม่มีอะไรในความหวังดีอย่าปล่อยให้ฉันดูแลใจเธอสักครั้งได้ทั้งหัวใจของฉันที่มีเธอกลับมายิ้มได้ฉันก็ยินดีได้ห่วงใยเธออย่างนี้นานแค่นั้นก็ดีใจได้ห่วงใยเธออย่างนี้นานแค่นั้นก็ดีใจ
Well, that was a lovely, lovely little boat ride. Delicious food, great company, amazing views, and just so nice to sail along the Mekong and get a little bit more connected to the water. Finley and Gary absolutely loved it. We're going to explore a little bit. There's a little festival here. There's a little bit of an action, live music vibe, and we're going to find dessert and just enjoy the rest of the evening. Finley, have you had a good time?
Yes!
What was the best part? Not going to school. No, go on.
Mobility scooter.
The best part was the mobility scooter. Okay. Well, we'll have to have a go on that because I don't know what that's like. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it here because it has been so much fun getting to Nakhon Phanom, exploring it, learning about its history, and then enjoying it through its cuisine. Thanks to Gary and Finley for coming to visit me from Bangkok. I really appreciated a little bit of company on the road. Thank you again to Airalo for sponsoring this video. Get that $3 off your first eSIM using the link in the description below. Nakhon Phanom is one of those beautiful towns that you must come to if you want to experience a different side to Thailand. It's a town full of beautiful architecture, food, people. It's the kind of place where you would see a monk sitting, meditating whilst looking out over the Mekong and admiring the views. You can see the beautiful Tak Hek mountains in the distance. In fact, I will link a video in the description below. If you don't want to watch the next episode of the Mekong series, you need to mix it up a little bit. I've got a two-part series where I do the Tak Hek loop, a beautiful motorbike tour over 4 or 5 days in those mountains. I'm going to enjoy one last beautiful sunset here in Nakhon Phanom.
I'll share some footage of it with you as we fade away and get ready for the next installment of our journey along the Mekong, which you can watch right now if you click here, or just hang around for a nice few shots of the sunset.